This is Edwin, here to share with you a process called See, Think, Wonder. Without saying much more, let's dive right in. Have a look at this painting. What do you see? Feel free to talk it out loud. Okay, maybe you pointed out there is a naked man in the water, a boat, a shark, and so on. That's all good, but watch out. As much as words enable us to talk about things, they can sometimes prevent us from looking closer. Take another look at the shark. What do you see? You might notice that there is a small teardrop shape on its side and a rounded shape protruding out of the water behind it. What about the white wishbone shape framing the top of its mouth? Or the black marks that make it look like the shark's wearing a mustache? From the look of it, the artist may not have had a clear reference for what a shark looks like, but there's enough of a suggestion for us to apply a label and stop looking. In some instances, this fast recognition is helpful. In other contexts, it actually prevents us from seeing details that don't fit. Are you aware that thinking is mixed in with your seeing? Thinking refers to the story you're telling about the objects depicted, relating them to each other or to your own experience. Whereas we may have some agreement on what we're seeing in a painting, we'll most likely diverge on what we think. Take something you're thinking, like the shark is hungry or the heroes are rescuing their comrade. See if you can relate each word of your thinking back to something you're seeing, such as jagged teeth or the triangular composition of the people in the boat. Lastly, we intersperse wondering into our thinking and seeing. This is where we observe things that don't make sense. One thing you might be wondering is, why is the man in the water naked? Here, it's interesting to ask yourself what assumption on your part causes you to wonder. Why shouldn't the man in the water be naked? Was there a time or a context during which people swam naked? This process of teasing out what we see, think, and wonder highlights how little we see and how much we think and wonder. Directing more attention to seeing, especially seeing the details that don't agree with our conclusions, can create more possibilities for thinking and wondering. On a final note, I used an online image for this exercise, but this process is available anytime your eyes take in light. So you have a family member who is disrespectful, or maybe a boss who's overbearing. Can you describe what you're seeing that has you making those conclusions? Go back to seeing. What can you see that doesn't fit with those conclusions? What do you wonder about the things that don't fit? Could you ask into those things and perhaps learn something? Changing your own perception is the first step to changing patterns of behavior. Take the time to slow things down. Practice on another image, then take this new skill for a spin. Observe when you're seeing, thinking, and wondering in everyday moments.